Alright, welcome to the live stream for TechNinja doing a live build, and I'm going to go ahead and get started in just a moment once I can see myself on screen. And obviously I'm going to mute my iPad so I don't hear that again. Remote back into my machine so I can watch my stream unfolding online. Alright, so what we have here is a AMD build. It's going to be for a client of mine, and what I'm going to do is get it unboxed. We will test hardware first to make sure everything is operating properly, and then we will go ahead and put it into a case and get it put together. I will be using my test bench for this, that way I can make sure everything is working correctly. So, let's cut this open. And hopefully y'all can hear me okay, because I now have a lapel microphone that's wired straight to my server. Yes, I am recording this to my server, and hopefully once I get this all done, it will be in a 4K stream with some 1080p content. So let's get this opened and check it out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to set this down because this box is too big to unbox on screen. Oh, okay. Lots and lots of hardware. So, first off, we have the X570 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi motherboard. And apparently I need to flip this camera so it can see what I'm working on, because if I'm working like this, y'all can't see it. So give me just a moment to flip this, and then, yeah.
Why are you flipping it? It's just a box.
Because if I'm working on things this way, it's going to be upside down for everybody.
Yeah, unless you're going to do the work upside down.
Exactly, that's why I got to flip it.
No, just leave it.
There we go. Now y'all can see it the way I see it. Alright, next up, we have advertisements. We have a Cooler Master Liquid ML. Let me tilt the camera a little bit so you can see it. A Cooler Master ML240L V2 RGB liquid cooler. This is a 240, not a 120, so it's a rectangular shape instead of a box. Move that off to the side. We have a 750 watt gold rated 80 plus power supply. I believe this is fully modular, so there will be no extra wires unless I screw something up. We also have, if I can open this, what did I just do with my knife?
That's why you use this.
We also have 32 gigs of LPX Corsair Vengeance RAM. 32 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz RAM. Voila. We have a 500 gigabyte NVMe Western Digital SSD. I believe this is a 2 terabyte hard drive. given how much packaging it has around it. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I am right. That's a 2-tear. We have a Ryzen 9 3rd generation. I believe this is the, was this 3800 or 3900? I don't remember. This is the 3900X. This is one tier below top of the line. The top of the line is the XT that gives you like an extra 100 or 200 megahertz, which is pointless. And we have, and y'all are going to be like, why didn't you go the extra mile? This guy did not need the extra mile. This is the GeForce RTX 2070 Super. Oops, I have that upside down. The RTX 2070 Super by Gigabyte.
You probably had the Ryzen upside down too.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Forgot that I flipped it. So this is the Ryzen, and this is going to be a perfect pair. The Ryzen 3900X with the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 2070 Super. This has 8 gigs of RAM built onto it, and it is one powerful video card. And all of this will be paired to a triple monitor 27-inch display at 1440p. Just shy of 4K. So, moving this stuff out of the way. What we're going to do first is get the test bench out. That way we can test the hardware. Now I have my power supply pre-mounted to this, so I gotta take the power cord off of this because I'm not actually going to be using this. And I just popped something off of that. It was a foot. Luckily it's a modular system, so I can put it back in carefully. If not, I will just let it be. Alright, I'll stick that back in later. What I'm going to do is actually disconnect this power supply because it's pointless to have this on here right now. And screwdriver, where did I put it? There it is. Alright. This is a modular test bench, so it's designed to be taken apart and put back together very quickly. And I'm only taking these out because I need to get this power supply off so I can use it. Alright, so, and this is an 850 watt power supply. Gotta have all the powers to be able to make sure that things work. Alright, so here's the test bench. What I'm gonna do first is get the power supply out, which is over here. Because obviously we want to test all of this hardware. And if anybody's saying anything on the YouTube feed, I can't see it at the moment, so I will pull it up to try to find out. Power buttons. Ugh. Cut this thing open. There will be parts of this video that will be kind of silent unless the wife decides to speak up and talk about things. So yeah, but oh yeah, I forgot I need to roll my intro. Give me 1 second. And that was the intro. All right, all kidding aside, let's get back to this. Booklet on information on the motherboard. But that's not what we want. We want this.
Is this the Beast Gaming PC?
This is the Beast Gaming PC. All the hardware came in of course, at like 8 o'clock last night, so I didn't get a chance to start anything on it, but I figured I'd throw some stuff up beforehand and then let everybody see it. I also need to share this to my Facebook, that way everybody can see it on there too. So I will give the wife my phone. The link should already be copied, just throw it up on my Facebook and then open that streaming controller back up. Alright, so this is a fully modular power supply. Why is it modular? Because there's no cables coming off of it. All the cables are actually right here. All those. So we will have to connect in several things, obviously, but what we're going to do for now is we're going to click the power on that, maybe. Oh, this is got an eco mode. So let's say you don't want to hear this at all, which we don't. We're going to turn on eco mode, which means the fan will not spin up until it hits a certain temperature, and then it will spin up to cool it off and then turn right back off. If he's gaming, it may not turn off because who knows how much pressure this thing can actually take before it turns on. But yeah, so we'll stick that down like that for a moment. We'll grab the mainboard's computer power connector, undo that, and then this goes into the back of the machine. I should say the back of the machine being the power supply. And we'll plug this in here. I'll tilt this back forward so y'all can see this. I probably need to move that forward a little bit just so it's like right here instead. I think it's too far.
Just stop messing with it and do it.
Let me know if the angle is kind of weird or not on the stream, because I'm still trying to get this this recording set up just right, because I've got it all kinds of weird. Actually, I should probably put this on this side since most of the cables connect up on this side. I need to get the motherboard out. So we'll set this stuff down for the moment, because obviously I can't test hardware without the hardware. So look at that. Well, you'll see it better in a second. Cables galore, booklets, all that jazz. Ooh, they even gave us a couple of, wait, what is that? Oh, it's a wireless thing. CD-ROM for drivers, even though we shouldn't absolutely need that. This is a big board. No.
It's on the tech site and it's on your personal page.
Coolio. Is it still pulled up to know how many people are watching?
Yeah. Just 3. I think you, me, and 8-Bit.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Probably need one right there.
8-Bit, what did you think of the intro?
8-Bit, what'd you think of the intro I made a while ago?
Mommy, what I'm going to do is
Alright. Just making sure I get all the holes to line up. Test bench. So let's lift this. I'm going to leave this on here for the moment. And then I'm going to grab the power cord. Plug this beast in. And before I even dare to put any kind of power into the motherboard, we're going to break the processor housing open. If I can actually get it. There we go. All right, so it is opening. That slides off. There we go. Set that off to the side. We will not be using the cooler that it comes with, obviously, like I said. But just to show you an idea of what that cooler looks like, I believe it comes with your standard Wraith cooler. Hello everybody that's watching. This is the standard Wraith cooler, I believe, that the AMD processors come with. But yeah, we're not going to be utilizing this because we have a liquid cooler to utilize to help with better thermal cooling.
Even said volume was a bit loud relative to other sounds, but nice. I think it's because you had your lapel mic on and you were right there.
Oh yeah, probably. I actually have the volume cranked on this thing just because I like it, and I'm trying to make sure people can hear me. Oh, they sent it with the power tester. Let's see if it actually does it.
He's building on B's computer. If you guys are hopping on, say hello. So Patrick.
I heard the click, so that's a good sign. Alright, so let's sync the processor into this beast.
Maybe just have the plastic from that one piece, right?
What? These?
No.
On what? Oh, this? Yeah. I did that on purpose. Alright, so here is the Ryzen 9 3900X. And what we're going to do is find the little box on here as well, which is right there. And we go, no insertion force, it just falls right into place.
He said it was the logo music that was loud.
Oh yeah, that thing is cranked. I need to figure out how to tone that down. Alright, processor's installed. Now, I do not like generally using the thermal paste that comes with the liquid coolers,
Here.
which I have to get out real quick in order to show you what I'm talking about. I know that. I'm just trying to find out if it actually has its thermal paste with it, because a lot of the manufacturers send them with their own pre-applied thermal paste. I'm not a fan of it. I like better stuff. Even if it only gives you a degree, maybe 2 of negligible difference, it's still a difference, and I like it. I will always love using better thermal paste when I get the chance. So to figure out how it opens. There it is. There's your job, big boy. Alright, so we have 2 Cooler Master fans. RGB, of course. We have the radiator, so I get it out because it's one big piece. And if the wife can hold this part. Here is the radiator. And then the cooler side, which does not have thermal paste on it. Yay! I don't have to worry about trying to scrape any thermal paste off. See? No thermal paste, just a thing that says, please remove me before use.
And definitely remove that or your computer will overheat.
What's the GoPro's battery life?
62.
Okay. Alright, and luckily on this thing, I don't have to actually worry terribly about mounting this thing yet. So, as soon as I figure out which way it's going to go, which is probably this way, it'll probably mount in the case like this, or actually I might do it backwards. Might do it like this, depending on which way this mounts, because it's going to take extra mounting hardware to get it on here. And of course, this is the fun longest part. They always send it with crap tons of hardware saying, here, figure it out. And I don't think there's a, is there a manual in there?
No.
There's no manual. So I get the fun pleasures of figuring out what goes where and how it goes in.
There's two remotes in there.
I'm pretty sure this is for Intel.
The one with the Velcro, Lily.
This is for power for something. This is for the RGB. That is RGB controller. That, since it's an AMD system, this might be my mounting bracket. Another hideaway thing. This is a fan 2-in-1. So if I'm going to take the fans to the motherboard, I can have 2-on-1. So both the fans that go onto the radiator can actually link into this, and I can let the system control it, which is very useful. This might be AMD. I can't tell yet. And then there's a plethora of screws. These go onto the actual radiator. And here is the thermal paste that Cooler Master comes with. So I need to figure out, and I'm probably going to change this a couple of times. I'm going to do a pull configuration for the heat. Actually, I might do a push. I'm going to do a push configuration for the heat on the block, not on the block, on the radiator, and then that will push air through it. That way, the RGB can be on the inside, and you can actually see it, hopefully. So to start off, we're going to close this knife. I'm going to flip this over. Let that sit right there. Grab the fans. And pretty sure the pipes are going to go behind or not behind, but in the back of the case. So what I want is to mount it like this. So it's got to go this way. And then I want it to go towards the back of the case, so it would go right here. And then we'll grab these. These are the screws for mounting it. So we got 1, 2, 3. Sorry if you can't see this. 4. Don't bother triggering in here, it's going to be too hard. And then those other ones will mount the radiator to the top of the chassis. So what I need to do there's 1, 2. I'm not tightening these down because who knows if I'm going to have to unmount them to put things on. Oh, there's the Cooler Master information.
Instructions.
So basically, oh yes, I was right. Okay. So we will not be taking these off, thank God. Changing out the backplate is never an easy task. But according to this, oh, okay. So partially wrong here. I need to flip this because what they're suggesting is to put the radiator with the fin or the in and out on this side, and I'm doing it on the opposite side.
Why do they suggest that?
I don't know, because that's how if I'm not mistaken, the RGB on this thing will only present in one direction, and if I put the pipes on this side, it should be upright. But if it's not right, then I'll just take it back down and redo it. So what they're basically suggesting is instead of putting it on this way, they're talking about putting it on this way.
Oh, so you can see the RGB.
That way you can see the RGB, the stuff stays out of the way, you can still hook up the RAM, all that jazz. So what we're going to do is lay it back down, and if that's the case, then what we'll do is have the wires come out right here underneath. That way they can go to the back of the board and still link in. So I was very close, I just had the wires in the wrong direction, according to the schematic. And then this blows out, so I want this to go this way. So I put one right here. Actually, I'm going to do it this way, just to shorten the wire length a little bit. on both of them and do better wire management. So in this case, we're going to go wrapping this right here like this. That way they stay in the same general grooved area. This is all a very long process, I am sorry. Especially when it comes to gaming towers. I've done towers in half hour, 45 minutes, and then I've done towers that take me a couple of hours. However, if you feel like I'm doing something wrong, you can always specify and I can tell you if it's right or wrong or my opinion or whatever you want to hear. Well, maybe not whatever you want to hear, but in general.
Hey, Justin. Patrick is building a beast.
All right, so yes, I know I only have 4 screws in, 2 on each. Let's do this. I'm not tightening them down, I'm just finger tightening. And what I'm actually going to do is take the motherboard back off this tray for a second. That way I can put my latches on for... Is that going to go in? Or is that going to... I'm going to have to do that outwards. That way I can mount the radiator and not have it flopping around. So, pop this back off. Set it aside for just a second. Move the radiator connector.
This board is gorgeous.
Yeah, it better be for how much I paid for it. And now, that is not going to fit. That's why I do that. Okay, so I can't use that. So we'll move that back a little bit. Set this down.
This is a test bench, too, in case you guys don't know. Instead of putting it in a case, he just checks and sees
I make sure the hardware's
everything
working.
is working before he puts it in the case, because we have built things before, put it in the case, and they didn't work.
And it don't light up, it don't do nothing.
And it's a nightmare taking apart.
Okay. So what I need to do is apply some thermals.
Touch
We're going to use this slot right here for the NVMe SSD, but let me get the thermals on here. Oh wait, you know what, before I do that, let's get the mounts on the actual connector. I don't know, where do the screws go?
This one?
No. It might. What happened to them?
You have stuff back there.
That's other stuff.
Is it anything in the box?
I'm just going to take this
There's
off.
screws taped to the box.
Yeah, those are for the power supply.
Okay. Yeah, don't ever forget that plastic. It will overheat.
Does that fit? They keep on changing their mounting strategies, and it's really annoying to try to figure this stuff out over and over and over again. And wait a minute, I need to find out one other thing. I need to know if this thing mounts top down. Yeah, it's top down. All right, so grab this. It goes right here. That is not the right screw. It is not going in very easily. Oh, I lost a pair of screws.
Hey,
No, it's not on there.
no, I'm gonna
Oh, wait.
use the screwdriver.
Is that? Nope, that's CPU. CPU. Should all have been laid out in front of me.
Well,
That's all. Oh, they give it a block.
those aren't to that.
No, those aren't to that. It's to access point. That's pretty cool. I like that. I might use that.
The screws in that container.
Those are supposed to be for the radiator.
Did you put
One,
it on
two,
the
three,
floor?
four. Maybe I didn't get them out of the box.
What box?
The liquid cooler box.
This big one?
Yeah.
There wasn't anything else in there.
There wasn't?
Uh-uh.
There wasn't. That's lovely. Okay.
Did you?
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Never mind. Found them.
That's why I'm.
Mounting kit. They
Find all your
put
box
them in the wrong freaking thing.
Oh, the screws are in there.
Yeah, the screws are in here. See them? Little tiny silvers.
Mommy,
I don't know why they did that.
are you done yet? What in the box?
That's why I said don't hide in the box. I'll call you before I come.
All right. So this is how it's supposed to be done.
Say I'm ready, that means you can go.
This should just
Tell me
screw right into that just fine.
Okay, I'll tell you.
And then this mounts to this. For all you techie nerds out there like me, you know how this works. This is the crazy stuff when you build out a very powerful gaming tower, or for that matter, other stuff like streaming, stuff like this. Or even if you're trying to just make a PC last a really long time, you know you go big. That way it will last.
So you don't have to replace it every year.
Exactly. Like a Mac. No.
You know you love Mac too.
I do like Mac. That seemed a little weird. Okay. And again on the other side. We're actually going to set that down for just a second. So I can start it on this and have the screw already in there when I go to actually try to screw it in. Okay. Now we'll grab this. There's that one. This is the unfortunate downfall of doing liquid cooling, is it is a decent deal harder to put this stuff together than it is a standard liquid cooler. I will admit. Why did that just fall out? Is that?
Not screwed in.
It must have not have been screwed in all the way. Trying to get this to latch and it doesn't want to reach. Wait a minute. Cooler Master, I think, made a mistake.
They do.
How the heck do you... Can that even fit in there?
Screw.
I think this has to be screwed in after the metal plate's already there, because you can't get the plate in there if you pre-do the screw. Yeah, you have to actually put it in after the fact. And I'm also wondering... Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me look at that diagram again because I think that the screws have to come in from the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't they just explain this crap beforehand?
Or always do it the same way.
Right? Yeah, they freaking reversed it again. Oh, so these, I'm sorry people, the mounting points are different on these.
Intermission.
Oh. So unlike the way this was supposed to be done last time where the screws top mount, the screws have to bottom mount into the metal. That's why they're not sticking in. So they have to go in this way. And then they whoop, and then they latch into the metal as a screw hole. Can they stop changing this stuff? There we go, now that's tightening. That's what I was trying to get. I'm not using an automatic on this for a reason.
Tell them why.
I don't want to break anything or tighten or strip anything out. Okay. Because, yeah, the lips right there will hide it from the CPU. Okay. Now on the other one that I just lost, there it is in front of my face.
You lose a lot of things that are in front of your face.
Let that rest ever so slightly. Now we slide this in after we put the screw in, maybe. There we go. That's catching. Okay, now in the bottom one. Sorry if you can't see this, I'm trying to see it myself. There we go. Tighten the top one more. Okay, that's on. Now, what we will do is put thermal paste on the die. If you don't know what a die is, it's the CPU's top heatsink piece. So right here, I'm going to put a little bitty pea-sized piece of stuff.
Not a ton, guys. Don't
There's
go crazy.
not a lot on there because it will spread out very well. So now I will rotate this. Ooh, I almost let that hit that. I'm going to use the power supply as a holster. The things they do for RGB, dang it.
Courts have a mind of their own.
Alright, so this needs to come out. Will you put your hand on that? Make it not move. And now,
The GoPro's not going to get any of this.
that's okay. Latching these is a pain in the butt. Alright, back one's on. Front one's on. Tighten that down. It's not straight. There we go. Okay, I'll go.
Good, because that stuff is in the way. Can't stand there.
Okay, that's down. Make it equal mounting pressure. Okay. Now, move these. We're going to take this off. This head is too big. In my backpack or over there. That works too. My messy area. There's no screwdriver on that. It's over.
Well, why didn't you put it away?
Because I didn't. It's right here.
Exactly. Here's more bits too.
Phillips 0.
What is this?
It's just a case. Now I will unscrew this. Take that out. Now on the bottom of this, there's this. This is actually a heat transfer. I don't even know how to classify it. Oh, that came out.
Heat transfer plastic.
Basically,
So do you leave it there?
yes. Well, no, the plastic piece you take off to uncover the actual piece. But I just realized that taking that off also pulled the M.2 screw off the motherboard. Or did it?
No.
Oh.
Take the plastic off.
Oh no, that's a 2-in-1. So they actually changed the way it connects. It's actually 2 pieces in one. It actually houses it. Interesting. Well, no, not yet. We want the M.2. So this is the 500 gig NVMe M.2. We'll plug this puppy in. And this will contain the OS and system files and stuff like that.
Is this the GoPro
Yes.
cord?
Maybe. No, it's this one.
10%.
The single one is, yes.
The blue one that's plugged into the back of this?
Just plug that one in, it'll be fine.
That's what I just asked you.
Okay, so now we're going to take this off.
Hold this for a minute.
Intermission.
Yeah, 'cause I can't hold 5 cameras.
So we got this right here. Oh, it is in the wrong spot. Yeah, we have to add a M.2 thing on this. There's also other batteries that should be pretty much charged. It won't do it off of the power. I don't know why.
I can't open the battery.
Okay, so it turns out I do need the M.2, which is right here. That's the screw, and this is the mount, which don't come on the boards for some stupid reason. Everything is going M.2. Just put it on their own board. So we'll take this back out for a second. Screw this into the 80 socket. Doesn't need to be tight. Plug that back in, push that down. It should line up with the M.2 screw. And then take the M.2 screw and get it out of the plastic.
Wouldn't have been easier to open the bag.
There is no opening side to it.
That's dumb.
Magnetic. Plop. And then take this, the X570 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi M.2 cover.
Is that supposed to come off with it?
No. That's supposed to be the transfer heat stuff.
Leave the black stuff on.
The black stuff stays on it. If it starts to come off, just push it back down. because that's the thermally releasing stuff. Then pop that back in, set it down and align it with the screw.
Do you have it the right direction?
I do.
Oh, no, it goes one direction. Just kidding.
And it's in. And that will help relieve some of the heat off of that particular thing. Now, I closed my knife too soon. This is the 32 gigs of DDR4 Corsair Vengeance LPX RAM. I don't know what the timing is. It was 3200 megahertz.
DDR4.
This stuff is going to be a beast. Now, on these boards, you have A1, A2, B1, and B2. You always use A first, and then B first. Oh, I'm sorry, no, they have this backwards. B2 and A2. They changed it, because it actually says first on the board. So we're going to use A2 and B2. And to know how to put these in,
R2D2.
ha ha ha.
Had to.
You're going to take the pen, line it up, make sure that it is correct.
Do you have to open the other side?
Some of them you do, some of them you don't. This one you do. Plop that in.
And you can push on it.
It takes a little bit of force to get them in.
I learned that. You can push on it. Don't be shy.
Slot, slot. Loaded. All right, now the fun part. I'm not worried about RGB at the moment. What I want is fan control. To put this onto the board. And for now, I want this on System Fan 1. I don't know where System Fan 1 is, so we're going to use System Fan 2. Oh, and there's an RGB controller right next to it. Convenient. So that goes there for the time being. And just for kicks and giggles, this is the RGB wire. So we can just light it up.
The barf, barf, barf.
Yes, the barf, barf, barf.
This cable's in the fan too.
Will be corrected in a moment. Now, I don't know which is which on this. I need to refer to the motherboard manual.
It's right here.
Motherboard manual, not cooler.
There's no other manual. Oh.
No,
Here?
yes, maybe, possibly.
What?
I need to know what connectors are on this for RGB. And that tells me absolutely nothing. So this is probably what I needed. So on the board, we have, there it is, number 10 is LED CPU. So actually, this wire is what I'm looking for this. So that means that there's another one. Oh, LED. Okay. So I don't know which is which. Mm-hmm. 12 volt, pin 1. Well, it's either going to light up or it won't. We're just going to connect them all up to this one. So, as long as you get the dots lined up on these, it should be fine.
Other one's right here.
That's fan. That's to the pump, actually, probably. Yes, I test everything before I put it together. And then we have,
Because then you know what's bad.
I'm going to use CPU fan because I don't know if this thing has water pump. Does it have water pump? I don't see a water pump. Wait. Oh, there's System Fan 1. It's up top. So I don't have to worry about wires being in the way. I'm going to change that. Yes, I know it's touching the fan. I will fix that as soon as I plug it in. Okay, so now
It
this
won't
stuff
really
can
be wired like this. It's just a test.
now, oh, the beast.
Oh full of RAM sticks. Push until you think it's too much, then push harder. Exactly, 8-bit. I learned that. He's like, well, you just didn't push hard enough. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
It's all beep beep. Yep, that's RAM. I don't know what's in there.
Instructions.
Probably.
Pretty box for instructions. Look at this. That big box. It's for this.
A $500 graphics card. Take
500, guys. 500.
this, my friends, is the RTX 2070.
Why don't you wait until you're done unpacking? Wow.
This is the RTX 2070 Super. This is a beast of a graphics card.
Look at that beauty.
And what I
That's
need...
like 5 times the size of that one test graphics card I was using.
Exactly, exactly.
You know what's good? It's got its own fans.
Now, we plug that in.
What about that wire?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
What I am worried about is GPU sag. Gotta take it back out. Ah!
That's not in the way.
No. I need another one. Ugh. Can't get my finger to get it free. GPU sag, it's a real thing.
Hashtag.
Right? Basically.
My alarm keeps going off.
Yeah?
Really? Yeah.
Oh well. I lost one of my washers. Oh well. That's gonna wash out the video.
For 1 second. Intermission. Hello, if you're just hopping on, Patrick is building the beast. This is the graphics card, guys. $500 graphics card.
If this thing can't do it, then you're doing something wrong.
Then nothing can.
There's only a couple of graphics cards that are higher end than this thing, and this thing is high end.
I need this for Overwatch.
All right. That's my dog. Now what I'm gonna do is plug this beast in. No power for you yet.
And you wait to hear the click sound on that.
Nah, it's kind of hard to hear that one.
So, just kidding. Try to do some tips.
That's our dog.
And he's just putting this on a test bench, guys, for right now. Making sure everything works before he actually mounts it in the case.
Now this is the fun one. This goes into this. Like that, and that one has a breakaway on it. Ugh, like that.
I don't think that's in there.
It is. Then this goes into the power supply under VGA 1, which is way under here. You can't see it, sorry. And then
Tried.
we need CPU. That's VGA.
Makes you want to upgrade
SATA.
my 1060. Don't need to, but I want to.
Who's that?
8-bit.
8-bit. You have a 1060? That's what's inside my server. All right, this has the 4.
But you're
That's
grown up
VGA.
8-bit. Do what you want.
There's the CPU connector. This thing only requires one 8-pin thing for the CPU, so thank God it doesn't need 2. So we'll plug that into CPU 1. and then plug that into here.
A little bit forward.
There we go.
Lily,
Okay.
I told you to quiet.
Now, my front panel header connector. I bought this purposely for doing things like this. So I need a power switch, which is these two, and power LED. So I don't have to. This is so I don't have to use a screwdriver to trip the pins.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting in the DeLorean.
All right. Let's see if she fires up.
Moment of truth. Drum roll.
Jumbo.
Look it.
It may take 2 or 3 posts for it to actually show.
You guys hear that? It's the sound of beauty.
But I also just realized that this is in my way.
The Hulk is alive. I named it the Hulk. I've decided. I don't know though. It's more like the Rainbow Hulk.
Let's display. HDMI. I ran into a problem.
What?
I
You
can't-
mounted that, now you can't get the cord there?
Yeah,
Why?
because the mount piece is in the way.
No mount piece then.
Yeah, I gotta take one of these off. So for just a moment,
It's been a while.
oh wait a minute,
Go to your living pad. Go your thing.
how the heck did I manage that?
You're special? What'd you do?
I totally missed the graphics port.
What?
I didn't get it in the hole.
How? The
I don't-
fans were spinning and everything.
Yeah, that's power from external side. I
wrong
missed it. I thought I got it in there, but I didn't.
Well, you never really were good at that.
Hey, this is a G-rated channel, dang it. There, now
Didn't
it's
say anything.
in because I can actually see it. That would explain why it was going full throttle.
I thought that was loud.
Yeah,
This is why we test it.
exactly. Because as soon as I was like, why can't I get it into the thing? Because this should be on top of this. Because I don't like it flailing around, and this should stop it.
Sit in the chair.
That makes more sense now.
Sit. Get up.
There we go. Now I can get to the ports. Okay, now let's plug it back in. Now let's fire it up. And actually, before I do that, figure if it's already on the bench, why not just get Windows installed and then transfer everything? All right. Power. Boot. Much quieter.
What was I saying?
And we should see it on screen as soon as it posts. Not that screen, on the Acer
There's
monitor.
6 people watching on
Hi, everybody.
YouTube.
Apparently I got RGB right.
Building a beast. Hey,
Lily, stop it.
you can't be yelling in the background.
Wow. Don't push me off.
Mm,
Fan.
there it goes.
We're gonna see.
Yay! We have post.
Okay.
You can't see it, but we have post.
You can't on this.
When I actually get this thing into Windows, I can use my VNC capture and you guys can see the computer and its powers. But I need to be able to get into the BIOS with my handy dandy extra keyboards.
Your handy dandy notebook.
Ha ha ha. So we will plug this in right here. We will do a reboot. Get this thing into BIOS. Because who needs a mouse? Someday it will. BIOS has been reset. Yes, I know that.
That baby snack.
Enter setup. We're going to go into advanced options. I know you can't see this, like I said, that's okay. Which is F7. Nope, that's off noise defaults.
My Facebook friends can see it. We'll chop
Advanced
the
mode,
video,
F2.
so you can see it later if you really want to see it.
We are going to, we'll eventually turn fast boot on, but right now we need to turn LAN boot on and then change that. Now we should be able to boot. And right now we're running at a mere 37 Celsius. I have not put in the hard drive yet. That's extra storage once I get everything else loaded up. I just want to make sure this thing will pixie boot and all that fun jazz. And then my wife will go get the tower and I will move this stuff off and put it into the tower.
Go.
Dada, you get my G-Shock.
Yay, it pixie booted. Matter of fact, I'm going to install Windows to it right now because it shouldn't take it more than like a minute or two.
Well, you'll let Megan. Okay.
But basically this is one very strong, and I don't mean that on any light basis, one very strong computer. This is almost on par with my server.
Here.
So here's that. You won't be able to see me unbox the tower because I don't have the space at the moment to do that, but I'm just going to get it unboxed real quick. Unless you're watching the Facebook feed, then you can see it. I need to sharpen this knife.
He's missing the line. That's why I handed you the other knife. But you're stubborn.
I am stubborn. I won't lie about that. I don't usually lie about anything. Oh, the box's handles are going to mess this up. Reach in there and push the handle down. Roof box. Oh my gosh, this is a big tower.
Yep. Heavy too.
Ooh, this is a pretty tower. And it's
That's
got
gonna
more
be
fans
fun
in
to
it.
dust.
That's why we're gonna put dust filters on the inside. Wow. Oh,
It's a magnetic one, like mine.
Yep, they're all pretty much magnetic nowadays. Okay,
Look at that clear case.
Something is.
that's tempered glass. Be careful.
Yeah, Dad knows there's something in it. There's gonna be a computer in
Look,
it.
see?
Is this the same brand as mine?
There's a card in it.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. How will we spin the computer around you? That would be fun.
All right, it's installing Windows. We'll give that like 2 minutes, especially with this case. It's or with this motherboard, it will be very fast. We're already at 20%.
Here you go. Bye.
Bye. You're leaving me? It's at 43%.
Mommy, stay right there. We're going to go hide in a box.
Y'all need to come onto my Facebook feed for a minute. I'll send it to you, Sean. If I have you in here. I'm sure I do. I just invited you, Sean, to my Facebook feed. I literally have no idea how many people are watching my Facebook feed at the moment. Windows is basically done installing. I literally have no idea how many people are. Windows is done installing. It's rebooting to get into Windows, and then I'll shut it back down. And then my wife will have to come back in here. Windows is basically done installing. And Windows is basically up. That's kind of crazy looking. Then you got that. But there's no RGB on this. Okay. Oh well. Windows is done installing. It's rebooting to get into Windows, and then I'll shut it back down. And then my wife will have to come back in here. Logo doesn't light up. So once it gets into Windows after this, I'm just going to stop it and pull it off the test bench, and then I'll put the tower up here. But I need to clean up this stuff. That's just a touch bit because this is a big, big tower. Then you got that. But there's no RGB on this. Oh well. Weird that the Gigabyte logo doesn't light up. So once it gets into Windows, I don't know what's in here, and I'll find out later. Stop it and pull it off the test bench, and then I'll put the tower up here. But I need to clean up this stuff just a touch bit because this is a big, big tower. It's about to reboot again, so I'm going to force shut it down. Even if it breaks Windows, I'm still planning on reinstalling it again. So, hon, I need your help. I need you. I don't know what's in here, and I'll find out later. Okay, so let's shut off power. And we will start to disconnect this stuff. Reboot again, so I'm going to force shut it down. Even if it breaks Windows, I'm still planning on reinstalling it again. So, hon, I need your help. I need you. Okay, so let's shut off power. And we will start to disconnect this stuff. Now that we know it works. That is like really on there. Ah. Ow. Okay. Okay. So now we'll unscrew the graphics card. That is like really on there.
Where am I supposed to stand?
Ah, just move that. Ow. Okay.
Let's see, people said Pixel Slayer, awesome, love the multiple angles. Frankie says she feels bad for not being able to help.
So now we'll unscrew the graphics card.
Hopefully be able to help next time. Where am I supposed to stand? It's okay.
Just move that. Hold.
I'm being the assistant today.
Ugh.
All the angles. We got the GoPro. We got the 2 cameras and the Facebook feed too. See, people said Pixel Slayer, awesome, love the multiple angles.
That can stay.
Frankie
That
said
can
she feels
stay.
bad for not being able to help. But she should hopefully be able to help next time. It's okay.
Hold.
I'm being the assistant today. I'm helping with all the angles. We got the GoPro. We got the 2 cameras and the Facebook feed too. I won't call them. Bye.
Lily, out of shot.
Oh my gosh, my mom is calling me.
Grab the test bench for a second. Don't move. Okay, take it out. And
Hey,
now,
can I call you back? I'm helping
I'm
with
going to
Patrick
set this
with the
down
computer
on
build,
my test
recording
bench,
it.
which will be fine. There's no
Okay.
power running through it.
Oh, okay. I won't call them. Bye.
And we're going to take off the side panel to the case. And this thing has a boatload of fans in it, which is awesome. Gonna set these over here and take off the glass panel and set that next to my server rack that it can't be harmed. And it's got plastic around it, so fingerprints aren't an issue right now. Take off the side panel to the case. Nothing should be able to harm it. Yeah, I'm gonna forget where I put it.
It's on video.
Okay, let's get these out. Oh, I gotta take off the other side to get to that. Take off the glass panel.
Sorry guys, he's taking off the
Next to my server rack.
size of the
that it
cases.
can't be harmed. And it's got plastic around it, so it's not an issue.
Plastic on both sides.
That one right there.
Watch, he's gonna forget where he put it.
You can still kind of see me. I'm just not
It's on video.
screen with the stuff. Oh, there's an RGB controller in here.
What?
Nice. Other side to get to that.
Good find. Sorry guys, he's taking off the RGB controller size of the cases.
Glad I felt that fall. Don't quite know why they did that. That's a very big twist tie. I'm just not on screen with the stuff. Oh, there's an RGB controller in here.
What?
Nice.
Good find.
Okay. Oh, they even give you
Find.
backup screws
RGB
for
controller
the
inside.
the side panel. Nice.
Nice.
That's for the motherboard.
They
I
even
will
give you
not
twist ties.
hook this piece of crap up. Anybody that's technologically inclined knows how badly these things suck. If you don't know what this is the System BIOS beeper. It gives you beep codes and post startup and all that jazz, and it's annoying as crap. So if something goes wrong, it goes beep, beep, beep. But then you got to look up what the beep code is. What's the point in that? I'd rather have an LED on the board that lights up saying the post code. Okay, anyway, so what we're going to do is move this stuff
Tell 'em what it
over
This is the System BIOS
a little bit more.
It gives you beep codes
Disconnect that.
and
Disconnect
post
that.
startup and all that jazz, and it's annoying as crap. So if something goes wrong,
Because all of this needs to be
but then
over
what the beep code is.
in order to get this case up here.
I'd rather have an LED on the board that lights up saying the postcode.
So
Anyway, so
what I'm going to do
is
is
stuff over.
hold this like this. Does not hurt it, do not worry. Actually, I didn't undo all the wires off of the chassis.
That's why I was holding it here for. Sorry, Facebook friends that were watching me. Look, I like held it there forever. I thought you were gonna untie them all. I'm like, okay, guess not.
How's that not moving?
That's nice. It's mounted to it.
Oh, that's mounted to that. Okay. This jumbled wire mess. Don't pull that too hard.
I'm
That's
not. I have all the ones that go this way. That's why I was holding it here forever. Sorry, Facebook friends that were
trying to be careful.
watching
of
me.
this.
Look,
This is
I like
LED.
held it there forever. I thought you were gonna untie them all. I'm like, okay, guess not.
Okay.
That's nice. It's mounted to it.
That's the power to the controller.
Jumbled wire mess.
RGB. Oh yes, that makes life so much
I have all the
easier.
ones that go this way.
All right, let me show you all this before we continue.
Hi, Kathleen.
Trying to be careful.
right.
Is building a beast.
So
Here's the
I'm gonna have to
big
hold this
ones.
above the system. That right there is an RGB controller and a fan controller. So all these fans are going to be hooked up to one source to run them all, which is phenomenal.
So thank you, Frankie, for finding this case.
Yes. That
That
life
makes
so much
wiring
easier.
things so much
All
easier.
right, let me show you all this before we continue.
Hi, Kathleen.
And now we need to figure out where
Patrick is
USB
building a
is.
beast.
Okay, down there. So I'm trying to pre-run some of these wires.
That right there.
That way I don't have to worry
is
about it
an
later.
RGB
So that's going to go
controller
down
and a
there.
fan controller.
This is all going to stay right where
all
it
these
is.
fans are gonna be hooked up to one source
This
to run them all.
is front panel, so this will come down here as well.
So thank you, Frankie, for finding this case.
So all of
That
this,
makes wiring things
for the most
so
part,
much
is going to
easier.
go right down in
Oops, I
here.
wanna use a pad.
Figure out where. Okay, down there. So I'm trying to pre-run some of these
Look
wires.
at the other side of your case looks like.
That
in
way
case you're
I don't have
wondering.
to worry about it later. All right, for those of you that can't see it on screen, I just shoved all the extra wires that I'm going to utilize,
Front panels. So this is
if you can see it, down into,
all of this.
yeah, you can't really see it.
For the most part, it is.
I shoved it down and under. You'll see it on screen as soon as I move that motherboard to get this thing in. What is that? That's RGB. Okay.
This
That
is
can
what the
actually
other
go
side of
down
your
here,
case
too.
looks like, in case you're wondering. You have another one that's loose too.
All right, for those of you that can't see it.
Yeah, that's going to just power the whole thing and stay under there.
All the extra wires that I'm going to utilize. Down
So, one thing to note,
you can't really see it.
I'm
I
going to
shoved it
pull
down
up on
under.
this.
You'll see it on screen as soon
No,
as
I'm
I
not.
move that motherboard to
What do
get
you need?
this in.
I need to lift the motherboard up and
Sorry, Facebook. I'm gonna set you
actually,
down.
no. Hold on.
You have another one that's loose too.
I'm going to add an extra standoff in here where I know it needs to go.
Stay under them.
Okay.
Actually, there's a couple of them that need to go in. But I need
So,
Okay, I need to lift
one
this up.
thing to note.
this.
What do you need?
And I need my other driver.
Sorry, Facebook. I'm gonna set you down really quick.
No.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to add an extra standoff in here where I know it needs to go.
So what I'm doing right here is I'm actually adding standoffs because
Couple of them that you can-
this motherboard requires additional standoffs because it's so darn
Okay, I need to
wide.
lift this up.
This.
The way you know, and I'll show you this in a second,
I need my other driver.
is very simple.
This.
With the motherboard,
There you go.
you look at the different holes. So we have one, 2, 3, which is 1, 2, and I need a third one down there.
Motherboard requires.
So I'm gonna add another one in.
Because it's so darn wide.
What is she hitting?
Lily, stop.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is very simple. With the motherboard,
You look at the different holes. So we have 1, 2, 3, which is 1, 2, and I need a third one down there. That one's in.
another one in.
That should be accurate. Okay, now we should be able to put the board
Lily,
in.
stop.
So I had to add 3 standoffs to the edges because there's
Boxes.
multiple connectors down there. That's fine. It's fine. Mm-hmm.
It's Christmas at
Oh,
our house apparently.
and I almost made. Oh wait, no, was that? So, I almost thought it was a noob mistake just now, but it isn't, because usually you put your faceplate in first. It's the piece that goes on the back of this, but this particular board has it built in,
Yeah.
so less things to have to put together. But now, we slide this down and under. I
Christmas
might
at
have
our
to take
house,
this fan
apparently.
off.
I almost made. Oh, wait, no, was that?
Yep, I gotta
So-
take the fan off.
I almost thought it was a noob mistake just now.
And
But it
another
isn't.
fan.
Because usually you put your faceplate in first.
This tower's gonna
It's
be
the
nice
piece
and
that
cool
goes
though.
on the back of this. That is an
But
understatement. This thing's got some good airflow
The
to
board
it.
has it built in,
Holes everywhere. Yeah.
So
Top.
less
bottom,
things
the whole
to
side
have
is
to
a
put
hole.
together. Just hopefully I can
Now,
plug them all in.
slide this down and under. I might have to take this fan off.
I think I would even go for this case
Yeah,
if it was
take the
pink.
fan off. I'm sure they make one.
And
I'm not
another
doing a gut
fan.
swap on yours though.
My next build.
Your
This
next
tower's gonna be
Ryzen
nice
7.
and cool though.
That
is
is
an
an
Ryzen
This
9.
thing's got some good airflow.
Ha.
to it.
Holes everywhere. Top, bottom, the whole side is a hole.
Okay, so that's there.
I think I would even go for
All right,
this
so
case
now
if
you
it
can
was
see it.
I'm sure they make one.
I'll scooch this down.
I'm not doing a gut swap on yours though.
my next build. What she's doing.
She's trying to drum.
She has all the boxes flipped upside down and she's
No, I
drumming.
need a Ryzen 9.
All right, now you can see that all the holes are lined up. Now we'll take the screws that go into the motherboard. Okay, so that's there. All right, so now you can see it. The screws for this are the ones that look like top hats.
itty bitty living. Do you know what she's doing?
Top hats.
She's trying to drown.
She has all the boxes
I don't know
flipped
if you can
upside
see
down,
that.
and she's
That's
jumping
top hats.
around.
All right, now you can see that all the holes
little
are lined up.
mushrooms.
Exactly.
Now we'll take the screws that go into the motherboard.
I haven't had my celery
The
juice yet.
screws
Why do
for
they call them
this
top hats?
are the ones that
I
look
call
like
them
top
top
hats.
hats.
Well,
Because top hats are like square.
Top hats.
They're flat on the top.
I don't know if you can see that. That's
And
top
I like
hats.
it
They're
called
round.
top
You need to
hats.
call them mushrooms.
Little mushrooms.
Mushrooms, top hats.
Exactly.
More descriptive.
So those are not the same. I usually go with middle to keep it in place. Then I go top, which you won't be able to
I
see.
haven't had my celery juice yet.
I'm
Why do
surprised if
call
you
them
can.
Top hats?
I call them top hats.
Well, because top hats are like square. They're flat on the top.
I like it called top
You need
hats.
to call them mushrooms.
Mushrooms, top hats.
That's more descriptive.
So I
Come on.
those are not the same. I usually
This
go
is
with
always the
middle
pain in
to
the butt
keep it in
screw.
place. Then I go top, which you won't be able to see. And I'm surprised if you can.
Yeah, they
Hey,
can
hon. Says you're making me nervous. LOL.
Who?
PEYHUN.
Oh.
Come
What am I
on.
making you nervous about? Pihun, or I'm sorry if I butcher
This
your
is
name.
always the pain
Yeah,
in the
no, I
butt
think I already
screw.
butchered it.
The leveling the motherboard on the side of the case? Yes, I know. What?
Payhun says you're making
Oh,
me
okay.
nervous. LOL.
Who?
PEYHUN.
Oh.
Yeah, why are we making you nervous?
What am I making you nervous about? Pihun,
only
or
been
I'm
doing
sorry
this
if I
for
butcher your name.
20
20
years.
I think I
years.
already
More than 20 years.
The leveling the motherboard on the side of the case? Yes, I know.
Oh, maybe that's the guy you're building it for.
No,
Is that his screen name?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
The show has built-in alarms.
Yeah, why are we making you nervous?
Time's up.
He's only been doing this
No!
for over
20
20
years.
years. More than 20 years.
No, I wonder if David's still here. He's been a champ
Oh,
and
maybe
been
that's
here
the
the
guy
whole
you're
time.
building it for.
No.
8-bit, aren't you working?
I don't think so.
Or hardly work. Probably has you up all
Time's
the
up.
time.
Right?
No.
He's a multitasker for sure. Almost done with the screws for the
I
motherboard.
wonder if 8-bit's still here. He's been a champ and been here the whole time.
8-bit, aren't you
He
working?
says, yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't drop it though. It's fine. It powered up still and did everything it was supposed to.
Probably has you up on the side.
Right.
The
He's a
motherboard.
multitasker for
Oh,
sure.
no.
I wouldn't let the motherboard drop. If I was concerned about it, I would have
Almost
taken it down
done with the
faster,
screws for the motherboard.
or had my wife hold it.
Good background audio for working. As 8-bit says.
8-bit
Oh,
says yeah.
for background audio?
Oh yeah, I didn't drop it. That's fine. It powered up still and did everything it was supposed to.
Drop what?
The motherboard?
Oh no.
I wouldn't let the motherboard drop. If I was concerned about it, I would have taken it down faster, or had my wife hold it.
Good background audio for working. As
I know, I
8-bit
thought
says.
sorry
Oh,
it was working
for
too.
background
What
audio.
are you guys all doing on YouTube?
Oh, you guys can't see this bottom half. Maybe you can now.
I know. I thought sorry was working too. What are
Alright,
you guys
last
all doing
one.
on YouTube?
My wife moved the camera a little bit.
Oh, you guys can't
Sorry.
see this bottom half. Maybe you can now.
No, if you can't see it, your hands are in the way.
Yeah, this one's a hard angle. This is the
Last
most
one.
boring part,
My
is
wife
trying to
moves
get
the
these
camera a
things
little
in.
Sorry.
This is when you guys go get your snacks. Your
No,
popcorn.
if you can't see it, your hands are in the way.
Yeah, this one's a hard angle.
Do you use the G connector?
I might.
What's it for?
It's just for the front panel. It puts them all into one to where you can just stick it in.
Oh, and it says
This is
speaker.
the most boring part. Is trying to
power.
get these things
Okay,
This
So-
is when you guys go get your snacks.
Oh.
what we're gonna do
Your popcorn.
is put this back in.
Do you use the G connector?
I might.
What's it for?
It's just for the front panel. It puts
Actually,
them all in
okay,
one.
yeah.
So you can stick it in.
Oh, and it says speaker, power.
Okay.
I use my
So-
thicker
Power LED.
screwdriver so I can
Oh.
actually get this
What we're
in
gonna
easier.
do is put this back in.
Delayed audio, echo, like you're playing your stream on your computer, and it picks up the audio a second time.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Hold on.
Thanks, 8-Bit. We didn't know that. Or maybe it's
I turned on this my Facebook stream
oh,
on my
desktop
computer,
audio.
and the desktop audio was picking up. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Thanks for telling us.
Totally spaced on that. Forgot that it did it regardless if it's on mute or not. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this off to make it easier to get it back there. What I'm going to do is, you're going to move your hand.
You need help picking it up?
Nope. Now this is going to be the hard part for y'all to see.
They can't see that. Yeah, it's the back of the tower.
Let me aim this up. I'm going to shove these.
These are the radiator wires.
Yep. Well, the fan to the radiator, yes. In through there. And then this is going to come off. And this is how you mount it.
You want me to hold it for you?
No, I gotta find the right spot. Once I get one screw in, all the rest line up. Why does that seem off? Oh wait, maybe not. Okay, hold on. Okay, no, I was wrong. This is right. If you don't have a radiator, then there's actual mounting holes for the fans, but since I have a radiator, I'm using those holes to mount this because there are holes for it.
And they can't see this on the camera.
No, but I'm going to tilt it after I get these two screws to mount. And then they can see it. All right, watch out. So right here, see the, oh, you actually can't see them still. Right here, right there is one screw. I just put it in. You can see the divots where it presumes that screws can go. I did it on both sides. So I'm just going to finish mounting that up right quick.
You're thinking.
I'm dropping stuff. And we'll get the rest of these screws into the radiator to hold it up.
Hey guys, if you're just hopping on, Patrick is building a beast.
And my watch keeps getting magnetized to it.
Look at this graphics card.
It's not in
It's
there.
not in there.
It's off to the side.
Well, radiator, RAM, with this board.
This is the graphics card. GeForce RTX.
2070 Super.
Someone hopped on, but then they just hopped back off, so.
And one
There
more
we go.
screw. Alright, radiator is mounted. Okay, then we'll put that back on for dust filtration, like that.
And look at these.
And now we start plugging in stuff to the motherboard. So what I'm going to do, actually, no, I need to get this in.
Power would be good.
Power is always good. So with this particular computer, it has a bottom to it. So what we're going to do is tilt this thing forward, and hopefully y'all can see it. Actually, we'll just lay it on its back.
Got it.
So down over here, which is kind of hard for you to see, we're going to put the power supply right down in here. And then with these screws that are still in the box, because they're all black,
Good thing they tape them in the box.
we're going to mount it. Sorry if you can't see this. I mean, it's just mounting a power supply, but still.
Let's put in screws in the side.
There it is. Maybe. No? Yeah. There it is. Okay. Tighten them down. Okay. Then we're going to lift it back up, and I'm going to block this face camera for a minute because, yeah, I don't have a choice. So I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but what we're going to do, this is motherboard power, and that's going to be into this top one, but I don't want to be blocking any of these cables, so I'm going to go right in here and then plug that into the motherboard as I showed you earlier. So that's plugged in. Now we're going to reseat the motherboard's graphics card. And by doing that, actually, we're going to wait on that for a second because I just realized I need to get the power and the fans in on top. So what I need is this, which is CPU power, which is going to go right up in here. But I'm not going to plug that in yet because I need a fan control. So, yeah. We're going to plug in this.
Oh my gosh. What did you do to your chair?
That's me hitting it against the desk.
Oh my gosh.
It's been like that for a while. Oop, that's not the right connector. This is. Is it? No, maybe. Okay. So RGBs. And then this is to probably the radiator. Where's my other one? Oh, there it is. All right, so we go
Tingle.
Okay.
RGB, RGB, And then this one goes to the CPU one, which is right here. There we go. All right, RGB is connected. Now I'm going to shove this up and under so I can connect the RGB up as long as I do the other front panel stuff as well. And then this is going to go up top. I'm going to connect this into CPU fan optional, just so the CPU can override its speed when necessary. So let me bend this back down. This is for the GPU, right? Yeah. And the GPU cable is going to come in right here. And now we can bend it down to connect up the other stuff. All right, so this is going to go right up in here carefully. That's connected. I'm not going to do a system fan header because I don't need that at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the CPU power connector to get it in there, but I got to get this thing closer to me so I can see it. This is always the hardest one to do. I need this. Hold this right here.
I'm a camera woman. Now what hand am I going to drink coffee with?
That was my master plan.
Really? You need to take that plastic off.
That's fine. It can still come off.
I didn't know if it was up against that.
All gone.
Down
All right.
below too.
Down below.
Right there.
Oh, it broke off. All right, CPU connector's in. Now let's work on front panel. Again, I don't know how well y'all can see this, but I'm trying. And the reason why I'm doing front panel before I do graphics is because once I do graphics, I'm only going to have about this much space to play with, and you can't really see things.
Is this light messing with your...
Yes, it is.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Click, click, click.
Boom. Lily.
Okay, reset switch, HDD LED. This is probably HD audio. That's in. We have USB. HDD switch, reset switch. This is probably power. Nope, HDD. What? Reset. Oh, LED and power. Okay. And I don't remember what that runs to. But that is power switch channel? Okay, then USB.
Hello.
Lily, you need to be quiet.
So USB front panel, I believe. USB 3, which has the thing on it to tell you which direction it goes. Probably gonna pull that back out. Okay, now they're trying to make it easier on you by giving you this thing. This is basically a connector that you plug in all your front panel power connector things, lights and all that,
To one thing.
to one thing.
You're just throwing trash on your keyboard.
And then you take this and you plug it into the panel. So what I'm going to do is actually utilize it. So it's already actually partially a little bit broken because it got pushed in on, but that's fine. It won't hurt nothing. So power LED plus minus. And then, let's see, I want reset. Oh, they even have it for speaker. Okay, power plus minus.
You can have it for everything.
That's LED switch. Why does that say LED switch?
No, on the keyboard already.
Reset switch. LED switch. Power supply. I gotta rotate my phone.
Borrow your shoulder.
Okay, power switch. That's power LED.
They can't see it though. That
I don't know what
it's just the
CHI
fingers.
or CI is. Okay, here's power switch.
Which one is that on? Is that on
Oh,
this one?
you know what? Screw that piece of crap.
What? It doesn't work.
You put those into it, it clips into them, and then it pushes it onto the pins. I'm just gonna put them straight in. So reset switch.
So it's a middleman.
Yeah. Reset switch. This is power LED.
You didn't need this?
No.
Why is it for a different brand?
It's different socket.
Oh.
HDD LED. Plus minus. The plus minus on certain ones do not matter because all they are momentary switches. So power switch.
So does this guy have a button to change his LEDs just like
It's going to be, I think, motherboard controlled.
Oh, okay.
And then LED switch. Power LED plus minus. This one isn't actually marked which one's plus minus. I gotta look at the manual for a second. Make sure I'm not grounding that out.
Intermission.
Just for a moment.
We have 5 friends watching.
There we go. Power LED, power LED, power LED. There's 2 minuses and a plus. Okay. Well, it's right then. Just hopefully it's in there correctly because it's not marked for plus minus. Anyway. Alright, graphics.
The beast.
Find out where it's going. I try not to touch the fans because I don't want to bend them and damage them. So yeah. So we are going to go with these two.
I didn't know these required force either.
Okay, now
Get in the hole.
there she blows.
Been live for an hour and 28 minutes.
All right, so screwdriver, after we put this back down, to screw in the graphics card.
Screwing in the graphics card now.
That's one. And that's two. Then, power to the graphics card.
I don't think they can see that, or you're behind. Let's see. Oh, my phone's behind.
Okay. Everything should be in. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it back up. And actually, no, I'll just leave it laying down. And grab the power cord that the case is laying on. Move.
Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll.
Power.
What about all these other cables and jazz over here? Hard drive?
We'll do that in a minute.
The back fan isn't spinning.
I know,
Do you have that hooked up?
Apparently that's not connected. Everything else is though. Okay, we're gonna set it up and we're gonna make sure that the back panel's connected. Because I know I don't have power rolling to the other piece yet.
And this.
Yeah. That should actually go to an RGB controller. That's actually going to have to go to the motherboard.
The front fans aren't on either.
I know, I don't have them connected. What I have to do is put this in here. So I'm routing the LED controller down the side because I don't have any other options.
You don't? You can't
Hold
route
on,
it
let me see
over
this.
here?
Let me see. I gotta read the board.
You can't route it up here? Hun? Or is it not long enough to route it up there and bring it down here?
Well, no, this is the RGB side, not power. And this the thing's power is Molex.
Spanish, okay.
In other words, I gotta turn it back off and connect this to that. Put the light up top. Up. Aim it down from the top. Why don't they just use standard cables?
And what's up with all this stuff on right here?
Don't know. I have to unfortunately add an extra cable just to power up the fans. Yeah, I gotta reinstall Windows. I broke it because I shut it down too many times. Let me see this.
So that was pointless.
No, it was a test to make sure everything was working. So what I have to do right now is add another power source to this, to the back of here, because I need to give the controller up here a, oh, did I do that?
What did you do?
I think I routed one of the cables wrong. Yeah, one of those front panel connectors doesn't belong. I think that's this one. Because the LED switch, I think, is this back piece back here. That's why I didn't recognize it.
That thing.
Yeah. So that can go back up there.
They can't see anything. They just see a bunch of mess.
Well, that's what they're supposed to see. They're supposed to see the back panel. So I'm going to connect in a Molex connector. And if you're wondering what Molex is, this is Molex. Molex. The old standard for hard drives. Unfortunately, there are some things out there that still utilize the Molex connector until they are upped to the new power. Connect that up to peripheral.
Did you get the fans
That's what I'm doing.
connected? 4 fans.
Molex. Now those should turn on.
That's a lot of ports.
Yeah, it's the most useless part of this entire rig.
I was talking about on the back.
So now that that's connected, we see this. They light up and they spin.
Yay!
That's pushing, pushing, pushing. Good. We are 80% complete.
Good.
Because at this point, it's cable management and it is making it look prettier.
Zip ties, here we come.
Yep. Waiting to see if Windows will stop being stupid or if I have to reinstall.
Just a moment. Oh yeah, you need to put the hard drive in too.
That too. That's all like last things.
What are the other cables that are chilling here?
Useless.
So they go in the box?
Well, actually, one of those is a SATA cable for the hard drive.
What about this? You can put that in?
Only if he needs wireless.
You should just put it in.
Well, it's not really put in. It's attached to the back of the board.
So, this,
That will be utilized later.
this.
That's extra.
We're not using this square thing. What about this? What's this colored one for? Oh, this is yours.
That's mine.
When you're done with that, put it over here.
Okay. Well, it's rocking, it's rolling. I just need to test thermals and all that fun jazz, and I don't think you all want to be part of that.
That's the boring part.
That's the where I have my expertise come in part. But if you are interested in that, I will continue rolling, but I'm going to get this thing into VNC, which is virtual network computing. That way I can remote in and be able to actually configure this thing. And I can do it without having to do screen recording from my phone or from the webcams. Because right now I can't do that with how I'm doing this.
Can't do what?
I can't can't display how this is going because there's no way to VNC into it.
Well, this is the Facebook feed.
Yeah, well, that's one thing.
Do you want me to keep the Facebook feed rolling?
No, because I can, well, I mean, they can jump onto my YouTube channel.
What? I meant to see the screen.
That was weird.
Great job, thanks. Payment says.
Whoa. Oh, there's graphics. That scared me. I was like, oh, why is it going out? I'm trying to get this thing onto my network so that way I can show anybody that cares about the next part of this. So bear with me.
Should I be Facebooking this or no?
You can. Not this
No.
part.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Tell everybody how to get in our network.
Well, they have to be on the network and know our passwords and stuff. Don't face that towards me. Face it down.
Why can't I face it towards you?
Because I'm typing in my password.
Did I have it on the keyboard?
Yes.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Almost done. And VNC is up. Okay, I'm going to let this chill this way. I'm going to cut the feed to being on a VNC controller, and we're going to go that route.
Bye, Facebook friends.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. And if you want a high-powered, low-powered, moderate-powered computer or computer repair or anything of that nature, hit me up. I'm available.
Give us a
Bye.
call. Bye.
Move. Lily, move.
Okay, baby, let's go in the other room. Mr. Alderson is watching, and Carol Miller is watching, or upload in HD. Do you want me to save it to your phone?
Upload in HD and save to the phone. All right, so let me switch to my other cam.
Who are you talking to?
My Facebook feed. I mean my YouTube feed. If I can find it, which apparently I don't have it set up.
Okay. Your phone's right there. It's like halfway, so. Yeah, probably one on
That's
here.
not plugged in.
What?
That's not plugged in.
Why?
Because it's not.
Why? Okay,
All right. Sorry, I didn't think to set this one up. But fit to screen. Ugh. I'm gonna make this smaller
Can you turn off my iPad?
because, yeah.
Plug it in.
All right. So let me get into my VNC connection for that.
Pretty please, Mama.
Find out what IP address it's rolling on.
I'm on the couch.
All right. All right. Welcome to the computer that I just finished putting together. We're going to close that, close this, move this over, and yeah, let's do this. So my basic easiest thing to do first is running my Ninite. And I'm going to install Core Temp to keep an eye on the temperatures.
What do you want to do?
Let's see. Apps. Is Core Temp in here? No, it's under Tools. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Apps. Installers. Tools. Core Temp. Install this so I can see what the cores are doing. Sorry, had to block that out for a moment. We don't need that. We don't need additional language packs. Next, next. It's already installed. Launching. Alright, so we're sitting, right now we're pushing the cores a little bit. And for a, what is this, a 12 core? I forget what this is. Yeah, 12 core 24 thread processor, that's actually not terrible. We aren't giving it anywhere near a full load, so it's just pushing its things right now. I can't expand that, and I don't know why. It's got plenty of airflow on it right now, so it should be fine. So for those of you that didn't see the beginning of this or didn't listen to the beginning, this is the AMD Ryzen 9 3900X. This is the 12-core, 24-thread processor, and it is a beast and is on par with my server that is also a 12-core, 24-thread, but my server is a Threadripper, not a Ryzen 9. They're basically almost the same thing, but not quite. It also has 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 3200 megahertz. We will not be overclocking any of this because that's pointless in this build. It has a 500 gig SSD by Western Digital, gigabit Ethernet, and a GeForce RTX 2070 Super 8 gigs of RAM on it. And this is a beast machine. So that's all installed and ready. So what we're going to do next, let's go back to installers, back to apps. I think I keep forgetting to save the password sometimes because I want to run IDA64 on this. It's so fast. I want to see if it will thermal throttle right off the bat, because it shouldn't. Just realized it's almost 1 and I haven't eaten today. Stability test. Let's see what it does. Alright, push. Now we will watch everything skyrocket. Alright, you can't really see the update frames, but it is rocking maximum of 91C so far. And it shouldn't get above, hopefully, like 95 or 98. And this is an unrealistic test because this guy will never push this thing that hard. So I'm going to let this roll for a minute or two. I'm going to put this on intermission. I will be right back because I need some water and a power bar. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. So we hit 95C. So we're actually doing really good. Given the fact that this thing is a very powerful processor, 95C is not bad. Trying to kill the process because it's sticking at 96, which is fine. Alright, let it drop. So 96 over a couple of minutes is not bad at all, especially for this processor. Well, I'm going to let this idle for a while, and I'm going to go eat and relax and finish it up because it's almost done. I will be putting in the hard drive in the back, but that's just me slot loading it and then connecting it in and formatting it. So, yeah. But thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all learned something. And if you need any computers, please feel free to contact me, aztechninja.com. And I will talk to you all in future episodes. Have a good one.